Okay, I think it's about time I get going. Give you guys a look at your numbers real quick so you know what to look for. I'll bring this back at the end, like always. Some of you guys have seen this done, some of you haven't. Not a whole lot of entries, 20 entries. I was hoping for more, but it's a pretty good representation of what some of the rest will look like. We try and limit the seats to 20, 25 people. Keep the odds about where they're fair. Today we're going to be talking about the Aftershokz Air. These things are pretty cool. I'll admit I got them because I wanted to try them out. I bought 2 pair, tried one out, used it for a while. Did some pretty extensive notes. I don't know how much I'm going to talk about on these bad boys. Just give everyone another second to make sure everything's working right. If you guys already haven't signed up, sign up for the Facebook page. I created a group. You can join the group and sign up for the emails so you can stay on top of all the freebies like this one, the discount codes, announcements for new items, all that good stuff. It's the easiest way to get a hold of you. We don't spam. I send maybe one a week currently. Probably less than that. I didn't send one this week. So 3-4 emails a month. Nothing major. Just a quick highlight of whatever's discounted, free, or new. That's all it really is. Keep you thinking about it. Keep you coming back. We can... Got my notes. A lot going on with these. These are very cool, very interesting. A quick highlight before we get started talking about these. The intro to webinars. It's similar to one of these. Instead of featuring one item, we feature all of our items, and instead of one prize, we traditionally feature 3 prizes. A $75 gift card, a $50 gift card, and a $35 gift card, all back to the website, so you can get in on that one cheap, potentially win those, and then re-up, get into some of these more expensive ones like the Xbox exclusive. It's $100. You can win that $75 gift card from the intro for only $10, and you can really get some really low odds without spending much money. This first one we're doing is also going to have a 4th prize. Only this first one. It will have a free exclusive Xbox seat in it. That is limited to 8 viewers. It's a $100 value. So that's an awesome deal. You could potentially walk out with that. 4 prizes, limited to 20 seats, only $10. Pretty good chances of getting something out of that deal. Not too bad. With that being said, let's open these guys up. They are tiny. They feel like they're fragile, but the ones I put on weren't that bad. They're durable. They kind of bounce back. How these work, as it says on the box, is it's bone conduction. So it's similar to the kind of not really, to the medical devices, the cochlear implants. It works in a similar technology to that. Those are an implant on your head that have the wire that go down into the cochlear nerve, and it messes with that nerve to give you the representation of sound. These don't quite go that far. They just deliver the music through feel, through your cheekbones, and into your inner parts of your ear, and manipulates them in a similar way as the implants manipulate the nerve. So it just takes the air out of the equation, so you're not relying on the eardrum. It takes a few of the first pieces of the ear out of the equation, which is interesting in a few different ways. We can get into it here in a little while. Little fun fact, the bone conduction is a reason why someone's voice sounds different to them than when it's different to when they hear their voice back on a recording. It's because of the way the skull conducts those lower frequencies better than air. So in their own head, they hear themselves a lot deeper than when they hear themselves on a recording. It's a fun little fact. This technology is also, or was also, I don't know if it still is, used in the Google Glass. So when someone was wearing that and they were getting feedback, it was produced through these so that people around you couldn't hear it. When you're wearing these, unless you've got it cranked and you're in a quiet environment with someone next to you, really close to you with good hearing, you won't hear it. They're pretty quiet. Not silent, but pretty quiet. That's some of the fun facts. Flipping through my notes here. I got a lot. Pairing, the buttons here. Pairing's pretty easy. Just tap it like any other Bluetooth device, go through your settings, all that. Depends on what phone or whatever you're on. That works pretty well. It's got the assistant button on the left ear here, and different clicks of that will do different things. Play pause is like one click. You can double click to skip. You can triple click to skip backwards. You can click once to receive, to answer a call, or to end a call if you're already on a call. I think you can click and hold to reject the call. I'm not positive how it works. There's a few different clicks to get into the redial your last number, or a click and hold, I believe, is to get into the assistant, whether it's Siri or whatever. That's pretty cool. It's got an EQ. The Airs only have two settings. The EQ is these two little guys together for a few seconds, and only has two settings. It has open ear and closed ear. They're made to be worn open ear, but if you're in a situation where you have earplugs in, which I've got some here, I tried it both ways with my other pair. If you've got earplugs in it, it changes the settings so that it's a little different. And I did notice it was different. It's really cool to have those in and hear it. It's cool without it, but it changes. It's different. So that's the connectivity. I found that these buttons are difficult. I don't have large hands by any means, but they're not small, and those buttons are tiny. So they can be difficult, but really you're not changing the EQ all that often. And it's volume, but you can also use your device. They make versions, what are they, the IPv5? Or IPS5 or whatever. Certified waterproof. You guys can look up all the different ranges on that. They do have a pair that swimmers can wear that are completely waterproof, but they are not Bluetooth for obvious reasons. But these are the 5. They are behind the neck, made to be worn similar to that, and they're really comfortable. Because they sit in front of you and not in your ear, you don't hear a lot of your own breathing. A lot of runners like these apparently, because you don't have the impact sounds, you don't have your own heartbeat, pulse, breathing, heavy breathing. You don't hear all that when you're wearing the other ones that go in the ear and block a lot of the other sound. They like these so that they can hear cars. Bikers like them so they can hear people approaching. They know where they're at. You can still have music or podcasts and not lose awareness of your situation. I did notice that when I turn my head, because it works on contact, that if you turn your head, maybe that's just my fat neck, I don't know. If you turn your head to the left or the right, they bend, puts pressure on them slightly. It takes a little pressure, so if you turn your head to the left, it'll take a little pressure off the left and increase a little to the right, and that will change the volume. Your left will be less intense and your right will be more intense. Not a big deal, but depending on what activity you're doing when you're wearing them, could become annoying. They're super comfortable because they're so lightweight. I didn't weigh them, but there's nothing to them. The only thing I could see causing a problem is the pressure, because they have to be pretty firmly up against your temples, or by your ears, not your temples. If you get headaches easily, that pressure over time could bother you. I didn't have a problem with it when I was wearing the other pair. Obviously, the bass isn't incredibly heavy, even with the bone conduction and how we talked about that earlier. It's not very heavy. It's pretty tinny. I used them on both music and podcasts, and they sounded decent. They weren't the best headphones in the world, but for their design, I was blown away. I listened to all kinds of genres, dubstep, rock, rap. It all sounded about the same. Podcasts, for me, might have been a little less, but that's just some of those songs, you already know the lyrics, so it sounds cleaner, So a podcast, maybe not quite as much, but everyone says that they're great, and I agree, they sounded pretty well. When I first put them on, I hated them, but then I messed with that EQ setting, and I wore them a little bit longer, and I started to warm up to them. They're pretty cool. They're not hot. They don't warm up at all. They're not going to mess with you. I could see wearing them for a long time. You might get a slight fatigue, like I said, from the pressure, but I wouldn't wear it long enough personally that would be a problem. All the sound is obviously subjective. Everyone has different tastes in what they want to hear in music. And with the higher brands, you get more EQ settings. This is more of their entry model. So you only get the 2. But it's a great way to check it out. It's really cool technology. What else? Thought there was something else I wanted to say about them. I can't remember. Anyways, we'll get to the drawing here in a second. Some other items we have on the site. Wanted to always plug those as much as I can. We still have both Switches. We still have 2 PS5s. Only have 1 up now. We still have both Xboxes. Until I start moving some of these things, I'm not going to have too much more new items. I'm trying to do freebies, trying to give stuff away, help people be more aware of what we're doing and how it works. Trying to get some more testimonials because people don't fully understand how it works or that it's real, that it's legit. So that's what these freebies are for, just trying to get people's attention. So if you guys could help me out on that front, tell your friends, and help me get more people interested, share the posts, whatnot. Yeah, that's about it. So, slide these out of the way. Here's your numbers again. Find your number. We're going to pick using random.org just like always. Load that up. Try and keep this relatively short. See if you can see that. Go ahead and refresh. Got the date and the time and everything up there, so it's not recorded. We have 20 viewers. Let's see who gets them. 19. Gary, you now have a brand new pair of Aftershokz. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Please tell your friends, and we'll bring you back some more cool stuff later. Thanks.